idea of a climate unicorn excites me. Hi, my name is Sriram Kuchimanche and I'm the founder and CEO of Smarter Dharma. And I'm here today to talk about climate unicorns. I want to define what's a climate unicorn. But before that, we need to first understand the anatomy of a unicorn. How did it come into picture? So let's get some data. The definition was given in 2013, although the idea itself and the trend began in late 90s, and the first unicorn took a long time to happen. However, as of September 2021, we have nearly 900 unicorns in the world. In India, just this year, 28 unicorns have been added, which is almost doubling what we had till now. Coming to the so-called climate unicorns, we have 29 of them globally. Now, that's a small, paltry number. There's a huge discrepancy in the priorities, you would think, right? But I think it's much deeper. It's deeper because the problem is not in where we are trying to focus, but problem is in the very value system with which we create a company. So let's try to understand what is our current approach today for creating a company. We model it to provide maximum value for the shareholders, essentially generating profits, which I'm not against at all. In fact, I believe any such endeavor should be generating value for all its stakeholders. However, this approach externalizes everything else and other stakeholders are deprioritized. In fact, the dictum here is highest value for its shareholders and customers while devaluing everyone else. Now, that's a very narrow view. And this narrow viewpoint is one of the key reasons why we have this incentivized business model for insatiable consumption, this whole idea of consumerism, right? And this is one of the key reasons we have an unsustainable world, the very problem we're trying to address by creating climate unicorns. So here's the first bold definition I'm going to make. I think we need to really be a lot more braver, a lot more bold and visionaries. We need to start saying we will disrupt the current business model and create companies driven by impact and let the financial model, the current ecosystem support us and empower these startups to reach their goals. So let's create unicorns and let's call a climate unicorn, which mitigates 1 billion tons of carbon annually. That's a giant number. If you pause and think a little, you will be like, does he even have an idea of this number? So let's understand the state of affairs of the world today. Given the current climate policies we have, we are on target to actually cross 3 degrees global warming by end of the century. And that has huge resource and economic impact. The Paris Climate Accord came out in 2016, and we have set conservatively 2 degrees and aggressively 1.5 degree cap on the global warming. However, since then, we've got new data and more accurate information which says that given the current carbon budget, we just have 7 years. That's it. So the sense of urgency is now. But how do we do it, right? We have to move away from this idea of a shareholder company. A shareholder company is focusing on an investor and the customer. However, imagine a stakeholder-centric company where everybody is brought in as equal partners. You have employees, you have community, and you even have the environment, the ecosystem at large now. Harvard and the likes have done study over the last decade or so and come back with data which shows that stakeholder-centric companies have been consistently outperforming shareholder-centric companies on all key metrics, including the financial. So it is a no-brainer really that we should start creating companies which are more stakeholder-centric, whether you're climate-focused or otherwise. See, the problem is the narrow, shorter, and incomplete valuation metrics-based approach trying to define the success of a startup which is addressing a social problem, especially as global as climate change. It doesn't make sense. In fact, to me, it's an oxymoron. So we cannot use that model. In fact, for a climate unicorn, we got to go far deeper. We got to really move from a shared value system company to a systems value system company where the business model is taking the social impact and the environmental impact components central to it. The business is built with those two at its core and let the financial model come and automatically make it happen. So as as entrepreneurs, we got to say that we will build unicorns, yes, but these are different kind of unicorns. And these are the unicorns which are going to mitigate 1 billion tons of carbon annually. That's the kind of goal we should aspire for. So the next logical question would be, what would be our approach? How would we make it happen? And I think technology is going to play a key role here. The keywords here being open data platforms, institutionalizing, circular thinking. Now, I have a lot of industries to choose from. However, based on our pedigree, I'm picking up real estate sector. Actually, it's not a whimsical choice at all. In fact, data points to the fact that real estate industry is one of the highest greenhouse gas emitting industries. However, unlike all its other peers, it also has the highest greenhouse gas mitigating potential for the least capital investment. That sets it apart. That is that is a clincher for real estate industry. However, let's look at the growth pattern. Now, Indian government has this bold goal of 100 smart cities and housing for everyone before 2030. This means this decade we're going to have insane infrastructure development. In fact, 71% of all the infrastructure expected in 2030 has just begun in 2019. And it's not just India. Worldwide, the need for affordable housing is rising, whether you're in a developing nation or a developed nation. So, building a climate unicorn in the real estate sector is the right thing to do, is the most effective way of making a significant impact towards addressing climate change. So, let's take how a typical building is designed right now. What is our current approach? It's linear. We do not have sustainability goals. We have financial goals, value for the builder and the investor, essentially shareholder model. We do not have tangible, measurable, impact-driven designs, let alone contributing to the Paris Climate Accord commitments. On the other hand, when all the stakeholders are brought on the same platform right at the beginning, and they together set tangible, realistic sustainability goals, which then drive innovative design backed by adopting circular thinking, we've found that an average urban Indian apartment community can mitigate close to 400,000 tons of carbon in its lifetime. That's one project by one set of builder, architect, consultants, labor, suppliers, and investor. Essentially, all the stakeholders getting together because they adhere to a common goal, which is carbon neutrality. Now imagine an open platform, a data science piece of wizardry which is deployed globally and is constantly consuming innovative solutions, alternative material, consumption analytics to automatically set scientifically derived contextualized sustainability goals. And its machine learning capabilities churning out new design solutions steeped in circular thinking, learning from other projects while adhering to the global resource challenges. And finally, if the investor comes in as an equal partner to eliminate all financial roadblocks, the network effect of such an open platform, it empowers the whole ecosystem to easily mitigate 1 billion tons of carbon. Now, it's not easy, and I'd like to emphasize on a few non-negotiables here. It has to be an open platform with the ability for everyone to access and contribute. It should be empowering every stakeholder to be a stake agent. As I've heard recently, essentially building a digital commons. It has to be data rich, data driven, because data speaks. It gives the ability to see, to empathize, empower, and finally drive change. And this data richness we build over time simplifies policymakers' job because it'll empower them now to put forth laws which can help institutionalize this kind of an approach and ensure the continuity of mitigating 1 billion tons of carbon annually. Now, is it possible? Of course, it's possible. But all the stakeholders have to believe in the idea of decarbonization, idea of the global goals we have, and that they're all contributing towards a common problem. Now, At Smartazama, we're building one such for this very industry, and we'd love every player in this ecosystem to join us on this journey. And that's a perfect segue for the final topic, building an ecosystem. The keywords here being collaboration and empathy. So let's get one thing out of the way. This isn't a one man woman company job. In fact, given the enormity of the problem staring at us, neither do we have the time for one organization to keep working on the problem, nor is the problem simple enough for individual organizations to work in their own silos. We need to truly embrace SDG 17 at every level for every business. See, the UN understood the importance of it. And while SDG 17 might be the last one on the list, it is also the most important of the list to build partnerships. So, what does that mean? Now, a typical startup structures itself cocooned. It's in a stealth mode. People love to say they're in stealth mode. How does it work? It works with other stakeholders in the sector, yes, but always keeping them at an arm's length. But such a transactional approach, driven by my growth and my advantage, cannot work if we want to mitigate a billion tons of carbon. And that is key. We should be really looking at building an ecosystem, not a single organization. An ecosystem where all the stakeholders are integral to success and there is seamless sharing and learning, which goes way beyond the idea of secrecy and closed door patterns. Now, at Smartazama, we have always believed that customer is part of the journey. We are working towards a common goal, and so we are partnering with them, not working for them. See, nomenclature is the very first step for change. And building a shared value system goes a long way to establish trust. We also believe there's no competition in this space. In fact, we are always looking for ways to connect the dots, find ways to share information, our expertise, know-how, to empower everybody else in the ecosystem to be able to do well, especially our competition. Finally, working together helps build a shared empathy towards the problem. And this is very important because it in turn sustains action and focus. So let's partner with everyone and build ecosystems driven by a common goal of impact. And remember, we're all working towards building systems, but really people make it happen. And that's key, and that will depend on how well we partner. Now, stepping back, what have we done? We have defined a climate unicorn. We set ourselves a bold agenda. We created a replicable blueprint of how to build it, and we have understood clearly this is not a one company, but an ecosystem we are building together. Now let's zoom out. Let's understand the problem. What is the global carbon footprint? It's 43 billion tons. That's humongous. We were trying to figure out how to showcase it. It's equivalent to 1.7 trillion average sized bedrooms filled with carbon. Now that number doesn't scare me anymore because I believe we can address it. After we understood what's a climate unicorn, and if we do set this bold goal, something which we are working towards, I think we can definitely achieve it. What do we need? We need 43 climate unicorns. And in how much time? Based on the carbon budget in the world today, we have 7 years' time. And by the way, if you need any other incentive, we can save tons of money from this, which means we can actually make this much money, but not just for a few startups, but for the entire ecosystem and every member of it. Now, isn't that a win-win worth fighting for and build unicorns for? I end with this. We are where we are today because of the decisions we have made and we continue to make. So the onus is on us to be responsible. Onus is on us to make the right choices, open the right doors. For we are the people we've been waiting for. No one else is coming. So let's all get together and build some climate unicorns. Thank you.